most recent Facebook update called Andromeda is definitely changing the game. A lot of ad accounts experienced a sudden drop in performance, and iteration of creative stopped working. So what you should do and what Facebook is favorizing since the Andromeda update, find out in this video. So what is it, Andromeda? It's a personal ads retrieval engine designed to improve the way the ads are selected and presented to the users. This helps users learn about product they are interested while helping the advertiser meet their objective. Obviously this is an official statement, but translated in a plain English, it's a creative volume and creative diversification. There's no doubt about it, after the product, creative is the biggest lever you can pull in your ad account. If you're not doing creative diversification in 2025 in your ads, you're not gonna make it. Even Facebook said that creative has a 56% impact on the performance of the ad. That's why it makes more sense for you to focus on the creative. That would yield you the best results. But let's first cover why it's a problem if there's no creative diversification. Well, because there's an average 45% drop in associated likelihood to conversions after the fourth repeated exposure of the ad. Because of that, everybody started preaching creative diversification on Twitter, but nobody actually shared what that actually means. Meta shared some of the examples how different message and different styles are impacting creative diversification. You can see an example here, but let's dive more into it so you can actually improve your results and scale. So think of your total addressable market as one big pie. That pie resonates with your whole audience that might buy from you, and you can reach in different ways. Now you're probably wondering, how does this has any connection to my product? Well, each different content piece would resonate with a different pocket of your audience. Some would obviously overlap, but you get the picture. The more formats that you do, the bigger your chance of reaching more people is. But you don't just want to reach people, you want them to convert. That's where the next stage of creative diversification is: angles. And what is an angle? Angle is a method of conveying information about your offer to potential customers. Choosing the right marketing angle will help you engage, influence, and persuade your customers to buy from you. Again, different angles will resonate with a different pocket of the audience. That's why you often hear people, "I just unlocked a new angle that allowed me to scale," or "we saturated our current angle." Obviously, you don't want to just randomly start throwing different angles and expect you'll scale all of them. The reality is you'll probably find one or two that you'll be able to spend most on your ads. Initially, those would most likely be angles that will resonate with the solution or the product aware stage of market awareness. But your goal is to tap into unaware level of awareness. That's where the real magic is happening, when you start converting people who don't even know they have a problem. Obviously, it's gonna be way harder to do it initially. You'll have to educate them more, use more storytelling, use more advertorials. To expand on this, I even created this chart based on the level of awareness by Eugene Schwartz, which can help you craft your hooks and convey the level of awareness into your messaging. That is again unlocking a different part of the winning angle. What's your best process to do? First is to do a deep dive of your customer reviews and comments on the ads. You will often identify a few core groups of the people avatars to whom you should switch most of the messaging. You can even use ChatGPT or Atria for the analysis. The next is to build static ads towards those avatars and to identify key phrases or key messages to which these avatars would react. Once you get some traction, then you can move these messages to videos, and once you get a winner from the videos, you can build advertorials around them or landing pages. This way, both image and video ads are congruent with a landing page that also speak about some avatar. Even the problem and the images on this landing page should be about those avatars or angle. So let's say if your ad is about acne, you should definitely use different landing pages that are showcasing people's problems with acne. The third way would be to use the different formats of the ads. So images, static, carousels, but those could be breakdown in a smaller subsets of the user. It could be UGC, unboxing, VSL, product demonstration, UGC review, street style. It can also be high production with low production. An example for image can be sticky note image with a regular Figma ad compared to the expensive photo shoot. But if you're selling a self-explanatory product like apparel or jewelry or toys, it will be very hard to scale with images only and to reach top of the funnel just by images. You can see by percentage of new visits and the frequency that images often do retargeting no matter how tight exclusions you are, unless you are in those categories that I mentioned. Facebook just knows this type of ad can resonate only with the bottom of the funnel audience. To conclude, what is even creative diversification. It's using different angles, customers' persona, style of the videos, and creators from different races and age groups. This allows you to tap into as many as possible pockets of the audience, which is then a path to scale. We had multiple clients, for example, that they just took winning angle and the script and redistributed to the Asian creators' older demographic or translated to Spanish. And each of those things had a bump in revenue as we unlocked new portion of the audience. Also, here's another cheat sheet that Facebook shared and explained why and how you should think about creative diversification. In my opinion, it's a bit oversimplified version, but it's a good for a start. It tells you what kind of messaging you should use, what is their motivators, what kind of different formats you should use, lo-fi, hi-fi, also to create a content for the different part of the audiences. But how does this actually look in the ad account? So here's a real example where I had a couple of winning ads. One was a VSL, the other was a 40% off image. So you can see the VSL spent 40K with a frequency of 1.4 and 95% of delivery went to the new audience, while image spent only 16K and it had a way higher frequency, and half of the budget went to retargeting, only half of the budget went to prospecting. So this is actually Andromeda at its core. Basically, it's showcasing VSL to prospecting audience and then the image with the 40% off discount showing to the retargeting audience. So Facebook is doing top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel for you. You just need to create the ads for each user stage. When you combine them with the different style, different angles and the different avatars, that's how you actually play Facebook game. That's how you actually play alongside Andromeda, not against it. So if this is something that you want to see in your ad account, book a call with me below. If on the other side you want a more detailed explanation how this works of the whole process, or you have any additional questions, just put them in the comments below.